Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can turn it over to Mr. Hall for the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This time we would like to have several presentations tonight. First thing we would like to do to announce our volunteers of the month. We only have one volunteer for the month of February. As always, we're so appreciative of what you do for the students in the schools of Scott County. We have from Robbins Elementary, Miss Georgia Epperson. Okay, that will bring us on to the Scott High School Scott County Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month. We'd like to announce that Nora Lay is the February Student of the Month for Scott High School. Nora is considerate, driven, and persistent. One of her teachers describes her as hardworking and dedicated. Said I had her in class 2 years ago before I switched to my new role, and she was a blessing to be around. Nora is in the honors program at SHS. She helps with her grand's 0 to pre-K Sunday school class. Nora plans to attend Tennessee Tech in Cookville and major in education. Is Nora here, Mr. Hamby?
She's not.
Okay, you come get this for her, please.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, at this time, it is always an honor and a privilege to get to announce the Scott County Schools Building Level and Teachers of the Year, and also the district-wide level of Teachers of the Year. And we hope that these guys will go on as we compete in our state competition and represent us well. Before we get started, first of all, a big thank you to all of you for what you do, for the amount of hard work and preparation you do, but you do it not because it's self-gratification, you do it for children. And that's what sets you guys apart, and I think sets us apart from other systems. Building Level Teachers of the Year, first in the pre-K through 4 division from Birchfield Elementary. When I call your name, please stay up here, please. Birchfield Elementary School, Christy Blevins, 2nd grade. Woo! Now I'm going to announce all the pre-K through 4 division, then I'll come to the grades 5 through 8. Pre-K through 4, Fairview Elementary School, Ms. Teresa Boshier, 3rd grade math. Huntsville Elementary School, Michelle Carson, 4th grade ELA. And I don't think Ms. Carson could be with us tonight. Her father-in-law has passed. Robbins Elementary School, Haley Jeffers, kindergarten. Winfield Elementary School, Jessica Chambers, 4th grade science and math. Do they have some certificates that are there for them? Okay. Thank you.
No.
No.
Michelle Carson's not here, so go.
This is Christy.
There we go.
Thank you. I'll start here. Okay, I can't see him.
Thank you. I can see it.
Okay. Now we'll go to the grades 5 through 8 division. First, from Birchfield Elementary School, Hannah King, 4th to 5th grade. Fairview Elementary School, Jared Sexton, 6th to 8th grade science. Huntsville Middle School, Brogan Dople, 8th grade math. Robbins Elementary School, Leanne Henry, 8th grade math. And guys, I would like to say this is probably the first year in the history of Scott High School we've had both a mother and a daughter.
All right.
That was a great accomplishment. Winfield Elementary School, Daniel Yancey, 6th to 8th grade ELA. Now for the high school division, Scott High School, Michelle Watson, Advanced Computer Applications, Hospitality and Tourism. Okay, before I announce the building level, or should I say the district level teachers of the year, I want to thank the following people who have donated for the contribution to teacher of the year. First National Bank, $50 check. United Cumberland Bank, $50 in collectible coins. Plateau Electric, $50 credit on your electric bill. Gaither Coffee Lounge, a $10 gift certificate. And from the Scott County Board of Education, $150 and a plaque. And I'll say the plaques did not come in, so we will have them as soon as we can. For the district level, Teacher of the Year, in the pre-K through 4 division is Ms. Teresa Boshears, Fairfield Elementary.
Hardest secret I ever kept.
In the 5th through 8th grade division, Danielle Yancey, Winfield Elementary School.
Student teacher. I was her student teacher. She teaches good things.
In the high school division, Ms. Michelle Watson, 9th through 12th grade, Hospitality and Tourism, from Scott High School.
You're free to go kind of towards the middle so we can get y'all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't teach math, but I know where the middle is.
I'm proud.
Those are the body paragraphs. That's where you're meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Well, we were just applying as you left. So you could leave it.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes the presentation for the month of February for Scott County.
Thank you. Anybody from the public? Release.
Thank you, guys.
No more from the public. Does any principal have anything to bring up for work session?
I just want to say congratulations to all the teachers. Congratulations. They do all, I know several of them, or personally some just by reputation, and they're all very well deserving. So
Amen.
congratulations.
Thank you.
We do have good teachers in Scott County.
If that's all, then I would turn it back to the director.
Thank you, Coach. To reiterate, Mr. Cashill, I want to congratulate all teachers of the year. I know that it's tough for each principal and their staff when you select your teachers. So they did a great job as usual. Again, congratulations to all. Remind everyone that the high school basketball tournament begins on Thursday night at Clinton High School. Our boys are in action against Anderson County, and the girls are in action against Halls. Are they both on Thursday night, Mr. Andy?
2s and 3s on Thursday, which will be our boys.
Fridays, 1 and 4s.
Fridays and 1 and 4.
1 and 4 on Friday. So boys will be in action on Thursday, girls will be in action on Friday.
Next week.
Also, quick reminder to I'll get an email out tomorrow to everyone, but if you're planning on retiring this year, you need to have something to me official in writing by March the 1st. Okay, it's for all people who are planning on retiring this year, something official to the office by March the 1st. A reminder to the board, TSBA Legislative Conference, February 16th at Franklin, Cool Springs. Look forward to seeing the ones that are going, seeing you there. Also, up to this point in time, we have used 3 inclement weather days of our 13 that we have stockpiled. And guys, that's all I have. Unless y'all have questions for me.
Okay. That brings us to item 7, adopting the agenda. In accordance with board policy number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda for all items to be acted upon during the regular monthly meeting. Do I have a motion to accept it?
I want to read that also too.
Okay. Purchasing materials for Scott House Construction Technology and purchase of weight equipment for Scott House.
This is added onto the agenda.
Okay.
We'd like to.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Vote on, any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King,
Yes.
Ms. Terry, Mr. Silcox, Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy.
Aye.
Item 8, consent agenda items. In accordance with the Scott County Board of Education policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
Any discussion? If not, let's vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. Terry.
Item 9A, approve overnight trips. Board approval is needed for out-of-state overnight school trips according to the board policy number 4.302. Do I need to read all these, huh?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Fairview Beta Club to Pigeon Forge, Huntsville Middle, TNSA Leadership Academy School Nutrition, Scott High Scope, Nashville, Tennessee, CSH to Murfreesboro, Transportation Department, TAPT, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Huntsville Middle and Fairview Social Studies teachers, Tennessee Council of Social Studies in Franklin, and Scott High School, FCCLA State Leadership Conference in Gatlinburg. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? If not, let's vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox.
Item 9B, approve amendments in pursuant to board policy number 2.201. The Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments required to balance the budget for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023. This action will allow funds to be applied to the areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? No. Vote on roll call.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox, Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye. 9C, renew the bid. Instead of bidding chicken processing, the food service director would like to renew the bid. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Sharp? Ms. King? Mr. Stanley? Dr. Murphy?
Okay, item 9D, communications connectivity. A number of bids, contracts, and applications must be made each year to ensure communications connectivity for the Scott County school system. Authorization is requested to allow the Office of the Director of Schools to complete all necessary paperwork to extend or renew existing multi-year contracts with our current communication vendors and to advertise for new services in areas which may be needed. This includes all necessary steps to request E-rate funding for the 2023-2024 school year. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp? Mr. Silcox? Ms. Terry? Ms. King? Mr. Stanley? Dr. Murphy?
Item 9E, school calendar. In accordance with school board policy number 1.800, the Scott County Board of Education will adopt, upon the recommendation of the director, an official school calendar for the succeeding school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
The only thing I would like to say is when the community goes to do this, they need to look at their days and make sure everything is exactly the way they want it before they bring it and we approve it. Not throw a fit because they got a day that they think they should have had off. They're the ones that come up with this. So
I think Ms. Keaton has already checked that out. Is that right, Ms. Keaton?
The only question we may have was that election day in March that we are not totally sure of.
That's a primary, the March primary.
It's March primary, and right now, for us, it is a PD day, because it is the primary, so we did want you to know that there is a possibility that that might change, but we've already spoken with the election office, and done the best that we could to get one that we understand.
I was just going off, several people approach me and saying, I can't believe we're off, we don't make this.
No, our committee did vote on this calendar.
Right, okay.
And we did ask them to make sure that they told their teachers in their schools as to what they wanted to. Of course, nobody ever gets exactly everything they
Right.
want, but our committee did approve this calendar.
Okay.
That's okay. Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Terry? Ms. Sharp? Ms. King? Mr. Stanley? Dr. Murphy?
Brings us to item 9F, the Finance Committee open bids and refer them to the board. Bids for Debbie Sexton, school psychologist, Haley Patton, school psychologist, Mountain People's mental health, medication management, Camelot mental health, medication management, CCFT.
And also, why not, you guys are gonna give me permission at the Finance Committee on Monday to accept the bids there. Okay? There were some bids open, Mr. Beatty had to look at some things
Yeah,
for
we
everything.
had, the finance committee had to table that.
Yeah.
Until we check some things out.
So, we're all good to go.
So we need to go ahead and give permission?
Yes, it's,
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
So hang on, just a second. So this means they are contracted outside of the school?
Yes. Through the Aware Grant, and it's after school hours. Cannot be done on school hours. It's not, it's paid on, like I said, through Maria's Aware Grant program. So they're the only two bids that we have.
So whatever hours they make during the day is not
And
gonna,
they will not, no, it's from 4 o'clock on. They'll have to go through any of the paperwork, whatever they have to do after school hours, at 4 o'clock.
I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't jeopardize their full-time employment, so that's what I had to clarify.
Ready?
Ready.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Brings us up to item 9G, asthma screening memorandum of understanding. A memorandum of understanding is needed between the Scott system, or the school system, and the Breathe Easy asthma screening provider for the use of the district's facilities for the purpose of providing asthma screenings. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Ms. Carlin?
We vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Okay. Brings up item 9H. East Tennessee Children's Hospital, ETCH, would like to partner with the Scott County Schools. The purpose of this initiative is to provide telehealth to all students for the 2023-2024 school year. The new equipment, software updates, replacing of equipment, training of nurses, and services provided by the ETCH to students will be at no cost to the school system. To provide for the care, families' private medical insurance or 410 care will be billed for the services to the students. If students do not have insurance, ETCH will will assist the family or guardian in signing up for insurance. Telehealth will be provided to all Scott County students each school year that the East Tennessee Children's Hospital MOU is approved.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is this going to be something that each parent signs for?
At the beginning of the year, yes, it'll be something that'll go out.
Okay.
Okay, what we're seeing, one, I think, Mr. Schumacher can correct me if I'm wrong, but each school system's seeing about 10% of their students that are signing up for this. And I think as the services are shown and they're going, I think it will only get better. This is tremendous service. If you had a chance to see the presentation and stuff that they gave, we've seen it on 3. And it'll be a great benefit to our nurses, to our students, throughout the county.
I've only had one question about it, and it was just if it was going to put more work on the nurses.
No.
What I saw, I didn't think so. I
No.
thought it would be a great assistance to the nurses.
I think it'll streamline their work, honestly. I think, there'll be some training with it, but I think it'll help streamline the process, and I think it'll make it more efficient. As far as that, and is dealing with, I think with the technology we have in place, so what they've told us is probably better than anything that they've worked with so far. And with what they can provide for us, will streamline everything, I think it'll be more.
The presentation was extremely
And
impressive.
if it does a little, then we're worried about our kids,
That's right.
okay? We're about the health and safety and welfare of our kids.
Well, we talked to a nurse yesterday, and she's real excited about it being implemented in the school, real excited. So I think they're excited about the whole process.
Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Item 9I, add TSSAA sport at Scott High School. Add sport of wrestling for boys and girls for Scott High School for the 2023-2024 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Who's second?
Vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, item 9J, approve private bus run agreement. Approval is needed for the private bus run contracts between the Scott County Board of Education and Brian Saul for the 2022-2023 school year, effective February 10th, 2023.
I make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Hall, yes, question. Are these the private runs that were discussed at the work session?
Yes, well, Miss Debbie Sexton with the
Yes.
Tennessee School for the
Okay.
Deaf, yes.
All right, thank you.
Vote on roll call.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Terry, Mr. Silcox, Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye. Okay. Item 9K, purchase materials for Scott High Construction Technology.
Is that what we already voted on?
No, this is for
It's
the construction that would take place at the Scott High Field House.
Right, I thought that
This
was.
is now, this is the list that he gave me, materials, it won't go over this, he said he always bids it high that way, in case he doesn't want to be short.
Okay,
So
I
this
just thought it
is
was
a
in on
matter
that
of-
first one.
Yeah.
Just have to
Okay.
house. Decision.
Purchasing materials for Scott High School construction technology for renovation of the field
Should be Field House.
house in the amount of $18,500.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm glad to see it done.
Vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley.
Aye. Okay. Item 9L, purchase of weight equipment. We need a motion, a second, to purchase weight equipment for the Scott High School weight room in the amount of $15,000. Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp.
Let me say this, Bill, that's not to say that other schools don't have needs, because we've been
Absolutely.
visiting those schools, and we've talked to some of the principals, and we understand the needs that they have, and I'm sure this whole board does. And if we could give all of them their wish list, that's exactly what we would do. So right now, it's prioritized.
Absolutely.
Okay,
We will continue to try to make those when we can.
right,
At all
right,
time, at all.
right, exactly.
It brings us to item 9M, adjournment. Do I?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Mr. Silcox, do you have anything?
Congratulations to all the teachers.
Ms. Carlene?
Same, I think we do have some great teachers, and I'm glad to see them recognized. I would like to see them all recognized. I think they all do a great job.
I agree. Got that for a fact.
Ms. King?
I'd like to say congratulations. I'm glad to see them here.
I think the whole system works really hard. I mean, I see these principals, we went through those schools, everybody was, digging out, working hard, and I appreciate them.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
We're ready.
Okay, roll call.
Ms. Terry, Ms. Sharp, Ms. King, Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox. Great job.
Oh, yeah.